Sentinel Mindset.
Have you ever been working somewhere on your feet for long periods of time and you do this consistently? In fact, it's part of your job. If that is you and your feet hurt, this episode is for you. You don't want to miss it. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sentinel Mindset. I am your host, Constantine. Today, we got a very special host. We got Dragan Vukicevic in the house. Dragan is our ops manager. He's also someone that has been on the front line for many, many years and had an opportunity to not only work close protection, but also work on the front line. And the one thing that we hear over and over and over again is about feet being sore, right? Mm-hmm. And when your feet are sore, what I can tell you is you need to address that problem. And we have a very, very special thing we're going to showcase to you today, something that I'm a very big fan of. But first of all, Dragan, welcome to the show.
Hey, man. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Everything well today?
Absolutely.
Good, good. I know you were reluctant wanting to come on today because, you know, at the end of the day, you don't want to basically showcase your foot, and we're not going to showcase your foot today, Dragan. Okay. But let me ask you a question, man. All jokes aside, right. You worked the front line for many years, okay? And what I mean by front line, you worked on your feet standing for long periods of time.
Right.
We always say something internally, and there's no such thing as a chair. We don't sit down. But standing on your feet, can you recall when people say that their feet are sore in dress shoes? Can you recall what that feeling's like?
It's a very tough feeling.
Yes.
I think when you're standing for long periods of time, there's an element of getting used to that.
Yes.
Usually when you just start off in that type of, work.
Right.
You're going to find it very difficult. But I feel like people do get used to it fairly fast, standing on their feet. So I'm saying that even if you have the most comfortable shoes in the world, you're going to have an element of a time frame of getting used to working.
Like breaking your foot in, basically.
Right, or just like more so your back.
Right.
I found for me it was mostly like the back issues of standing long periods of time. But yeah, footwear is vital, man. You have to take care of your feet. Nowadays, there's really no excuse.
Yeah.
Like there's great professional dress-looking shoes for any occasion. They're also very comfortable. There's shoes that look the part, but they're light and, they're like almost like running shoes.
Well, one of the things that people used to do back in the day, I used to do it as well, is that if your dress shoe was just too hard, what would you put inside them?
You put insoles.
You put insoles, right?
I did the same thing.
Right,
sure.
but I always found the insoles, over time, that little sole just starts wearing off, right? And starts thinning out.
Yeah.
But it did help a bit.
For sure.
Right? I guess, did you ever do any foot massages?
I mean, not really. Sometime once in a blue moon if I go on a massage or something, but that would be like once every, few years for me. So it wasn't a standard practice for me. But what I did used to do is when I bought footwear, I would buy, let's say, a half size bigger.
Yes.
In order to put insoles in.
Okay.
And that would be, because, when you just get regular shoes, you put insoles, it could make it even tighter and less comfortable. So, little tricks of the trade of knowing your size, knowing the shoes, taking the time to pick the right footwear.
Yeah.
This is all, very important.
But this happens specifically with dress shoes.
Right.
Now, for us, our line of work, we have a lot of people that wear suits, right? So they have to wear a dress shoe.
Right.
Unfortunately, the black Air Force One doesn't work, right? Because it just doesn't go with a suit, right? And we're not basketball players that, basically have that cool looking vibe.
Right.
So when you're wearing a dress shoe, and again, today's episode is geared more towards men because what we're going to be highlighting is a men's product. We will be doing a women's product as well, while I seek and try to find the best alternative. But for specifically shoes for men with a dress shoe, have you ever had a dress shoe where you put it on and it felt like you were actually walking on a cushion?
I mean, the latter part of my years, back in the days when I first started my security career, I feel like it was less options, or at least like that's what I thought at the time. So there was a lot of dress shoes that were very uncomfortable,
right? Almost
like wooden sole, very hard dress shoes. But as the time went on, nowadays on the market, I mean, you can order anything and it can look fantastic.
But Dragan, can you tell us a product that you know of right now that is cost effective, that it's like I'm walking on air? Can you, and it also looks stylish and looks good. Can you anything come to mind?
Absolutely. The number one product on the market right now is the Cole Haan dress shoe.
Okay, you weren't supposed to take my line. Okay, you were supposed to say something else. Okay, so the Cole Haans. Okay,
right.
So first of all, I want to say one thing. Cole Haan has not reached out to us. They have not asked to be a sponsor. Nothing at all. This is basically, I'm going to call it a nugget, an absolute nugget that what we're about to showcase right now will change your foot's life forever. Okay?
right.
It will feel like you're walking on clouds. It'll actually bring back the spark and excitement of when you worked your first shift.
For sure.
And you forget about that pain because now you have this. Have you ever worn a Cole Haan before?
I have not wear the black version here that goes with the suit that we're trying to talk about today. But
Yes.
I did have 1 or 2 pairs of Cole Haans, and they're phenomenal shoes.
Okay, they're an American product. I mean, if you walk down the streets of New York, that's where I first heard about them. And then years later, my wife bought me a beautiful pair of Cole Haans. They don't come in just, they call it smart dress or business dress style, right? The ones that I'm wearing right now, I mean, you can't really see it maybe on the wide, but I have about 4 pairs of them. Okay, what I love about them is they're comfortable, they're stylish, and they're pretty cost effective. Okay, so again, this is not a sponsor to Cole Haan. This is guiding someone in the right direction. Now, Dragan, what size is your foot?
I'm a 12.
Okay, shoot. These are size 11s. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna truly test and find out, do people listen to our podcast? I know people watch them, but whoever is a size 11, the first person to go and state on our comment section, I'm a size 11, you're gonna get a brand new pair of Cole Haans. Now, these ones specifically that I ordered, Dragan, I've never, ever ordered this style before because I like mine to have a little bit more of a smart look to them in my day-to-day wear. But these go incredibly well with the suit, okay? Now, for the unboxing reveal, can you first crack that open and just open it up and just take a look at that and tell me what you're seeing? Just take it right out of the box.
Let me check this out.
All right? What you're looking at here, Dragan, as you're looking at it very closely, I'm going to describe this in an announcer voice right now, just so we can make sure. Meet our original Grand Energy Oxfords. Pick it up, Dragan. I want you to get used to this right now, okay? These are shocked by the bouncy comfort, but never impact. Crafted in rich leather, these handsome Oxfords feature an engineered fusion of our rebound cushioning compound and our grand foam technology. Now, if you look at the bottom, you're going to see that technology on the very bottom, okay?
Wow, look at that.
They're going to create a breakthrough cushioning system that promotes shock, tension, energy return, and all-day responsive cushioning. Now, these shoes, which, again, what do you think of them from a style perspective?
I think they look really nice.
They look very nice.
Extremely light. When I picked them up, they're like very, very light.
Right.
So that's an amazing sign.
Yes.
And this is a perfect example of the shoes nowadays that look the part.
Yes.
And are probably as comfortable as any running shoe.
I think because you're actually endorsing them, I think I should get you a pair.
I think so too.
And do a 1 month later review.
100%. And maybe you can, you should get me different colors so I can color code with different outfits, just to have the best.
And Dragan, they do have different colors. They have a bunch of different colors.
See?
So to me, these here specifically, why I wanted to kind of just put a little episode here today is because if you're going to be standing 100% of the shift, right, you might as well stand on comfort. And again, the typical dress shoe, hard wooden heel, again, it's good for going to like a wedding. It's good for doing a speech. But just to be walking and working all day long, you need to have something that's going to be good to your foot. Because at the end of the day, I've known many people, Dragan, and I'm pretty sure you have, that the foot pain travels up the back legs to the lower back. And there's your lower back problems right now. And then it just continues getting everything tight. So it's important to invest in a good pair of shoes. And these Cole Haans retail for 202 Canadian dollars. That's a good deal compared to dress shoes.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you want to buy these shoes, you just go right to their website, colehaan.com. That's COLEHAAN.com. These are the men's original Grand Energy Twin Oxfords. They have a whole different bunch of styles there. But why I endorse these is because they look amazing in a suit. And also, for those of you that are doing close protection work, these are also incredible because they also carry out the same tact and the look. Now, Dragan, when you're doing close protection work, can you tell me a little bit about how standing on your feet as well can be part of the job? Because people in their minds have a very false sense, and I'm talking not the people in the industry, outside of the industry, have a false sense reality of how much standing and movement is happening on your feet when you're doing advances, when you're walking with a client, when you're standing outside of maybe a boardroom or his office. Can you talk a little bit about that and if you can bring any like similarities to the frontline piece?
I mean, look, comfortable shoes
Yes.
are going to be very important in any line of work that you're doing if you're on your feet. Close protection, I mean, it really depends. It varies a lot on the nature of the job, what you're doing, what the client is expecting, what the the duties are. But you're going to be moving, you're going to be on your feet, whether long periods of time or whatever. You want to have very comfortable shoes. So, yeah, there's a lot of misconception on different, expectations from certain roles. But in any case, investing in proper footwear is going to be a very smart move.
Okay, I like that you use that word invest, because that literally is what you're doing. If you buy something that is, a couple of dollars cheaper, but it might not take you. And in fact, it might actually create more damage to your foot, especially if you have, is it bunions, right? Is that what it's called, a bunion?
Yeah, I never had issues like that.
But if you do have, your feet to start taking different shapes and stuff, and you don't want that.
No.
Any closing words?
This has been a very inspirational, informative.
Yes.
Thanks for having me as a part of this. But look, all funny jokes aside, and, it's very, very important to have the comfortable shoes in the line of work. It's going to really aid you in not only, being more comfortable, but maybe even be more effective in what you're doing. So, and looking good at the same time. For us specifically here, we have the suit requirement and the sharp look.
Yes.
That's very needed for the brand. So this type of look is important. So,
amazing, man.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Dragan,
invest in your shoes.
Invest in your shoes. I want to thank you for coming on. Again, as I said earlier, while Dragan stole my thunder and revealed the product before I was about to do it, Cole Hans, if anybody is a size 11 and you work in security and you stand on your feet, and again, you're size 11, the first person to say that I'm size 11 and comment in the comment section of this video, we're going to send this off to you or reach out to you, get your email, and send them on your way. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Dress sharp, stay safe, and make sure you're taking care of those feet.
Amazing.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me in today's podcast. This podcast was created for protectors in the fields of law enforcement, executive protection, security, and anyone looking to level up their mindset. If you are learning from this podcast and you're enjoying it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Sentinel Mindset. That's a zero-cost way to support us. In addition, please subscribe to the podcast both on Spotify and Apple. And on both Spotify and Apple, you can leave us up to a 5-star review. If you have questions for me or comments about the podcast or guests you would like me to consider on The Sentinel Mindset, please post all comments on YouTube. I do read all the comments. Please also check out our sponsors, thearenatoronto.com. The Arena was created to help all those in the fields of law enforcement, security, and all that achieve their fitness goals. I want to thank our producer, Matthew Doyle, and creative support, Jaslene Singh, who help me with this podcast every week. We value your feedback and are here to support you. Tune into The Sentinel Mindset every week, where we look in the mirror to make real changes and explore what it takes to achieve greatness in your craft.
This podcast is brought to you by Executive Protection Lifestyle Canada. Make sure to drop by next week and don't forget to subscribe.